So welcome to our quiz revision. Okay, so Form 1, and today we have this question 1. Which of the following has the smallest value? Now, if you look at this range of numbers, okay, you can clearly see smallest means you also have got negative numbers to consider. There is a negative 25 here, negative 20 here, 18 here, and 2. Now, at first glance, you may think that 2 is small, but don't make that mistake of ignoring the negative. So really, the smallest value here is the largest negative. All right. So if you put all these on a number line, you'll have negative 25 first, followed by negative 20, and then somewhere along the line, 0, and then you'll pass over to the positive side. Oh, sorry. You will pass over and reach 2, and then finally you will go to 18. Okay, if you arrange them on a number line, this is how it would look like. So the smallest value here is definitely negative 25. Okay, so all right, let's move on to question number 2. Now, question number 2, it asks us to calculate the value of this. It's a fraction with the division, addition and division. But you must remember one thing, BODMAS. Okay, the principles of BODMAS say that if you happen to see division or multiplication or brackets first, this is the order of operations, in case you forgot. Brackets first, then the word of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction done finally. So if you see a division here, which means this you have to do first. So what we will do is rewrite the question. Of course, it is easier to always work with improper fraction. So I will go ahead and change this first to improper fraction. That would give me 5/4 plus, then I have to wait and get the answer for this part where it divides. So change this also to improper fraction. I hope you know that. 3 times 8, 24 plus 1, 25/8. Should have had that. And this is a division. You learn this in standard 6. Change it to multiplication and inverse the fraction, the following fraction. So 5/6 will become 6/5. Okay, don't forget this. So 25 and 5 will cut off. This will become 1. This is 5. 8 and 6 also can be divided with 2. So this will become 4. And this 6 will become 3. Now, with so many numbers here, I would rewrite this fraction again. So I will say it's again 5/4. Don't forget that 5/4 plus, what's the answer that we have here? 5 times 3, which is 15 on top, over 4 times 1, 4. Makes our life very easy now. So, why? Because the denominator is the same. We can straight away add. 15 plus 4 is 20, 5 plus 15 is 20. And divided by 4, your answer should be 5. So D should be the correct answer. All right? Clear? All right, and moving on to question 3. All right, here we see a number line, okay? And we are supposed to find the value of P. A minute, this. Okay, we're supposed to find the value of P. So P is here, all right? And if you look at these decimal numbers, 3.779 and then 3.784. Now, when we have number lines, we always must ask 2 questions. Number 1, is it going up or is it coming down? Is it ascending or is it descending? In this case, 3 is the same, 0.7 is the same, then you see 79 becoming 84. Okay, this is the change that's happening. So obviously, the number is going up in value. But how much is it going up is the next question. So you have to look at how many spaces or jumps it has. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So from 79 to 84, what's the difference? All you need to do is take 84 and minus 79. Let's see. And you are going to get 14 minus 9. How much is that? 5. That's very easy. So you have 5 jumps and the difference is 5. So every jump must be just 1. That means this is, the value for here would be 3.780 because 79 plus 0.01, just one number going up, it's going to be 780. So P will definitely be 3.781. Okay, this will be 3.782, 3.783, and finally 3.784. That's counter checking. Honestly, this is pretty easy, a question. So it's not that difficult. Answer should have been C. Okay, clear the drawing. Moving on. Okay, hope you're marking on your side, guys. Okay, here we have this question. Number 4. Which of the following is true? So you have to work out each and every one, but some of it is pretty easy. For example, look at, okay, let's look one by one, okay, starting at A, okay. A, it says 2.2 is 2 over 5. Well, let's check it out. 2.2 means it's 2 over 10. I hope you know that 0.2 here is 2 over 10. Now, if you simplify that, you would get 1 over 5. Do you see that? Okay, so obviously, this is not true. B, 0.35. Okay, so what is 0.35? It is 35 over 100. Change it to a fraction. Definitely not correct at all. You can see that. C now, 0.28. So 0.28 is 28 over 100. So let's simplify this fraction. So I'm going to divide by 2 and divide by 2 both on top and at the bottom. That's going to give me 14 over 50. Well, I can still divide it with 2. And that's going to give me 14 divided by 2, I'll get 7. 50 divided by 2, I'll get 25. So 0.28, if I'm going to write it as a fraction, it should be 7 over 25, not 4 over 7. So that leaves us with this one answer, but we have to also check whether it's correct or not. So 0.15, in other words, it should be, convert this to a fraction, this should be 15 over 100. Now, what we'll need to do is simplify it. And I'm going to divide by 5. So 15 divided by 5, on top I'll get 3. 100 divided by 5, I'm going to get 20. So obviously we have found our answer, which is D. All right, guys. I hope, oh my gosh, I forgot to keep count of it, huh? Hold on, I need to record. So this is question 4 and our answer is D. Let me just make a quick go back. Just go back to the earlier question. P is 3.781, which is C. Okay. And then going up further, this was D. Number 2 is D. Okay. So I've got my records now. I terlupa pula. Okay. Now we are at number 5. Okay. Do you remember your common factor? okay, the highest common factor, the number that can divide by all these three numbers. All right, can somebody tell me what is the highest common factor for these three numbers? Rishabh, would you like to try? What is the highest common factor for 18, 30, and 36? Guys, in case you forgot, please, you can always go back to that very simple, easy method. You write down 18. Then you start writing all the factors for 18. So 18 can surely divide by 1, can divide by 2, can divide by 3, 4 cannot, 5 cannot, 6 can, 7 cannot, 8 cannot, 9 can, 10 cannot, and finally it will be 18 itself. Then you go to the next number, 30. What are the common factors for 30? What are the not common factors? What are the factors for 30? 1, 2, 3 cannot be 4. You have 5. You can have 6. 7 cannot, 8 cannot, 9 cannot, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 can. Okay. And finally, it will reach back to 30. Once it's half, it's doubled up already. Okay. Last one, what is the factor for 36? 1, 2, 3. This is how you do it, like literally, you know, this is what you learn to do. Of course, there's a shortcut method as well. Okay. 4, there's no 5, there's 6, no 7, no 8, no, there's 9, no 10, 11, no 12 years, 13, no 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 goes in here. I think 18 is 2 times, if I'm not mistaken. And then what else? Is there anything else? I think the next is 36. If you have gone half, 18 and 18. All right, so now you can see all the factors and we want the highest common factor. So I have 18 here, I have 18 here, but I don't have 18 here, so I cannot choose 18. Okay, I cannot choose 30, of course, it's not in the game at all. So I can see that the common factor, the highest one would definitely be 6. See, this is just one part of the question. You need to now use that 6 as your answer, okay, to find what is x. So x squared minus 3 equals 6. You remember the funneling method? So x squared, this is algebra, is equals to 6 plus 3, which will be 9. And x is equals to 3. 3 squared is 9. Answer A. Got it? All right, number 5, answer A. Okay. Next question. Let's clear all this. Going on. Question 6, guys. Common factors of 8. All the common factors of 8 and 12, which means what are the numbers that can be divided with 8 and 12? So, surely 1 is always going to be a factor for every number. Let's start with 2. So 2 is definitely yes. I can divide with 8. I can also divide with 12. Now, what about C? I can use 1 and there is 2. I can also use 4. So this is all 3 so far are common factors. Okay, for 8 and 12. But how about D? I can use 1, I can use 2, I can use 4. But 6, I can only use it for 12. I can't use it for 8. It's not a factor for 8. Thus, I'm only left with C as my possible option. So answer for number 6 is C, where the common factors of 8 and 12 is just 1, 2, and 4. Clear? Okay. Next question. Question 7. Common multiple of 3 and 4. So when you go on multiplying times table 3 and times table 4, what would be the common number there? So in case you forgot, I hope so not, okay, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, and so on, okay? That will be the multiples of 3. Multiples of 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, and so on. So if you look here in our option, 6 is definitely not there. There is no 6 for 4. So this is not here. There is no 8 in 3, okay? Is there 15? Definitely no 15. There's only 15 for times table 3, but no 15 for times table 4. Is there 24? Yes, there is. We have 24 in times table 3 and we have 24 in times table 4. They asked you what is the common multiple. They didn't ask you what is the lowest common multiple. If they had asked you lowest common multiple, your answer would have been 12. Now, is there more common multiples? Yes, there's definitely more common multiples. The numbers keep on going up. You're surely going to find some common multiples. But there's only one answer if you're going to find the lowest common multiple. It's a bit of a revision, okay? All right. So that's number 7 with our option D as the answer. All right, let's move on. Okay. Next question, number 8. See, now they ask you lowest common multiple of 15, 24, and 30. So what possibly could be the lowest common multiple in this times table? You can do the method that I showed you earlier, where you list down all the common, all the multiples. You can do it that way, or you can also do it the other way. All right. So let me show you the other way now. We'll start by writing out 15. We'll write 24. I'm sure you have done this. Maybe you've just forgotten it. 30. Then let's start by dividing it with a common factor. Say we'll use 2. Now 15 we cannot reduce it, but we can use 24 and that becomes 12. And 30 will also divide and you can get 15. Now you're also going to divide one more further step. And this time we're going to use, say, 3. So now 15 divided by 3, you'll have 5 here. 12 divided by 3, you have 4 here. And 15 divided by 3, again, you have 5. Now we can go one more round with the 2. Okay, because you have 4 here. So this won't change. This will still be 5. This will become 2. And this will become 5. Now, there is no more. All this is already considered prime numbers already. So what do? What do you do to find the lowest common multiple? We multiply all these factors. Okay, so what is 2 times 3? That is 6. What is 6 times 2? That's 12. Correct? 6 times 2 is 12. Now, what about 12 times 5? Okay, hold on 1 minute. All right, so you have to do this until you have got 1, 1, 1 right at the bottom. So let's erase this, okay? And let's do this one again, all right? So that we do get the correct answer. So there's one method is listing it out like this, okay? To find the common multiple. The other way would be to actually do a repeated division. So now we have 15. We start again, 15, 24, and 30. Let's start with 2. Okay, let's start dividing it with 2 first. So that gives you cannot divide means you just carry on the number. This will give 12 and this will give us 15. I can again divide by 2 because I have 12 here. So this will still be 15. This will become 6 and this will become 15 still. Okay, go on now to divide by 3. So now this will become 5. This will become 2 and this will become 5. Go on to divide it with 2. So this will become 5, 1, and 5. And finally, divide by 5, and you'll get 1, 1, and 1. You see that? So you have to reach this 1, 1, 1 at the bottom. That means you can now multiply all these numbers, and that would be your lowest common multiple of these three numbers. So 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 3, that would be 12. 12 times 2, that's going to be 24. And 24 times 5, that will be 120. Do you understand? Can I have a thumbs up? So there are two methods here for you to find the lowest common multiple. Okay? I think both is fine. Okay, you can use whichever you want. That's your wish. Okay. Now, next question would be, yes, we will end at 8:15. Which of the following is equivalent to 1/7? So guys, over here, you have to kind of get rid of these roots. Am I right? So what is 343? What do you think it's a square root of? Do you know your square roots? What is, for example, what is 2 squared? 2 squared is 4, isn't it? Okay. 3 squared is 9. Okay, these are all the squared numbers. 4 squared is 16. Sorry, my 9 looking like a G there, but okay, it's okay. 5 squared would be 25. So what squared is going to give me 343? You got to think a little bit. Guess, you can even use a normal calculator. Or is it come again?
It's actually a cube.
It's actually a cube. Probably it's a cube. All right. You know what's a cube? Cube means you times the number again. So for example, 2 to the power of 3 is 8. So the cube root of 8, if I must put a 3 there, okay, then only you will get 2 back. Now over here, it's square root. So even if you change this back, what is 343? What is it cubed at? 15, isn't it? Or what? 6 times 6 times 6. No. 12 times 12 times 12. Sorry. 7 times 7 times 7. Yeah. It's 7 to the power of 3. Correct or not? 7 to the power of 3 will give you 343. Now, this one is square root and this is cube. How are you going to solve it? How is this going to become 1/7? So don't bother. Let's look at other questions now. What about this? B. Over here, it says cube root. However, the fraction here, it's 7 to the power of 2. 1/49. The 49 is 7 to the power of 2. So it's a cube root and this is a square. Again, there you can't do much. Okay. Actually, you haven't learned to do this yet. Okay. It's not in your syllabus at this point in Form 1. Now let's look at C. Now in C, you have a bracket and then there's a square out there in front. So in other words, if you have a square and the symbol there, this kind of cancels off. Do you know that? The square root, the symbol, and if you square it outside, it cancels off. So what you are left with is just 2/14. Now, 2/14, that simplifies to become 1/7. Do you understand? So yes, you get 1/7 with C. Now, how about this very complicated looking question on the last? Okay, on D here. It says 1 minus something, something, something. Cube root of negative 216. Now, what is 216? It's probably 4 to the power of 3. Okay, so 4 times 4 times 4. No, it's 64.
It's 6.
6 times 6 times 6. Yes, it's 216. So 6 to the power of 3 over 7 to the power of 3. That also a negative number. And you cube it. Fine. So now this will disappear. This will disappear. These 3 will disappear. Okay, because you already, the 3's, this is cube, right? Cube root. And this is power of 3. So now you will get back just negative 6 over 7 inside. So your answer for 1 minus negative 6 over 7 is going to be 1 plus 6 over 7. Okay, and that's 1 6 over 7. It's not the same as 1 over 7. All right. Yes, negative number. Yeah, okay, correct. Okay. So it's a bit complicated, but I think if you know how to just make these symbols disappear, you should be able to do it. You see the square root here and a square out there? That means it cancels off. Okay, you must find a way to cancel it. Here it was to the power of 3 with a square root. Here was a cube root, but with the power of 2. It was 7 to the power of 2. You can't cancel it off easily like that. But this is square root and this is a square outside. So yes, it cancels off. Okay, so that's number 9. And finally, number 10. Okay, this diagram, it shows a number line. What is the operation represented on the number line? Look at the start. Where is it starting? The number is starting here. Okay, it's starting here. From here, it goes all the way back here to -4. It reaches -4. And from -4, it comes back and finally ends at 1. This is the numbers progression. So if you look at your options, B tak boleh pakai. D tak boleh pakai. You can say, okay, C starts with 2, A starts with 2. Now, what happens to 2? It goes all the way back to -4. Now, if you look at C, 2 minus -6 means 2 plus 6, and that should land you at 8. Obviously, C is not, -4 is not the same as 8. However, 2 plus -6 means it's 2 minus 6. 2 minus 6, yes, it will land you at -4. From -4, you plus 5. That's what this arrow is showing. And you will reach 1. So, your answer option is A. So with that, I want you to tell me what's your score. Okay, guys? We will stop recording.